Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and coming at you with the last of this little series, at least for now. Looking at Survivor Series, and this one is 1991. One thing I think I mentioned before, one thing I did like about the 1990 Survivor Series, it was the commentary. You had Roddy Piper on commentary, and here I really enjoy the commentary because it was Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Usually considered the best commentators of all time. And it's sad, like, in this path, this is the only one that both of them are on as commentary guys, Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon. And I didn't hear them too much on SummerSlam, so I don't know if they were WrestleMania if they did a lot, or if it was just like house, like on TV. Because I've heard they're the best commentators, and listening to this on 1991, I tend to agree with them, but I don't know what Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan, which ones they did commentary on. But I thought they did a great job. This is one of the reasons why I did enjoy this one. I mean, at the end of the day, I probably... Each of these I have to watch again, at least for one or two things. But I really like the commentary on this one. First, you had a flashback to Jay the Snake Roberts, his snake biting Macho Man Randy Savage, and supposedly there was poison, venom, which fucked up Macho Man. Which will lead to their match in Tuesday in Texas. This is one thing about the Survivor Series. They bring up a lot of Tuesday in Texas. It was sort of like a big promo for Tuesday in Texas. Let's see. The first one, pretty much Jack Tunney, the president, pretty much saying that, you know, Jay the Snake Roberts is not allowed to bring any snakes, you know, when he has his match with Macho Man. That Macho Man, because he had retired after WrestleMania 7 because he lost to Ultimate Warrior. This is now him getting reinstated back so he can fight Jake the Snake Roberts. And then the first match you had was Ric Flair, Ted DiBiase, the Mountie, the Warlord versus Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Virgil, and the British Bulldog. And Virgil, who was Ted DiBiase's bodyguard, pretty much Virgil got tired of Ted DiBiase's shit, said enough was enough. Roddy Piper like helped him and trained him. Virgil, I think in the SummerSlam, had a match with Ted DiBiase and won, and that's when Roddy Piper was doing commentary. That was actually fun because I think Roddy Piper, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and someone else was on commentary, and that was pretty fun. That's one commentary I really liked, with Roddy Piper, Bobby the Brain. I think it was both of them. I remember Roddy Piper was on commentary because he was rooting for Virgil, and Virgil won the $1 million belt that Ted DiBiase had. So that's why he was with Piper. The ending to the match was a clusterfuck, but I will say I had fun with it because I like Bret Hart, I like Roddy Piper. The reason I say it's a clusterfuck, I mean, the British Bulldog got beat first, and then the Warlord got beat. There's pretty much a lot of back and forth between the two teams, and it pretty much ended with everyone just fighting everybody. Just having a big brawl. Flair got thrown out of the ring. Everyone else is just beating everyone else, and then pretty much everyone got disqualified. So like 5 people got disqualified, and Ric Flair, because he wasn't in the ring, he was the sole survivor. So the ending, I'm like... But I had fun because Roddy Piper and everybody was still beating the shit out of them. And, you know, I had fun. Roddy Piper and Bret Hart and such just beating the shit out of the bad guys. I had fun with that. So as a brawl, I had fun. As a match, really shitty ending. But as a brawl, I had fun. So, you know, take that for what you will. The second one, you had Sergeant Slaughter, which by this time was a good guy again. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Texas Tornado, who I mentioned in 1990, I do like this guy, and Tito Santana, versus Colonel Mustafa, the Berserker, Hercules, and Skinner. Pretty much, who gives a fuck? These 4 guys are jobbers. Jobbing. Colonel Mustafa, I think he used to be the Iron Sheik. The Berserker, he was a guy who had a sword. I remember one time where he tried to stab the Undertaker with a sword, and the sword went into the ring. That's the only thing I remember Berserker. Hercules, why the fuck is he still around? Skinner, he's pretty much just a guy who has like a snakeskin boots or whatever. He just spits tobacco. He's got tobacco spit on his beard. Pretty much like guys like the Would I Give Two Fucks? No group. The I Don't Give a Fuck group. The I Don't Give a Shit group. The Jobber group. So, everyone on Slaughter's team wins. I think Slaughter gets 2 of them. I think Jim Duggan finally wins something. I think he won the first Royal Rumble. But here, wow, he actually won something. He didn't get counted out. He didn't get disqualified. It's because he got to win. He got to win. Wow. This is like the only time so far I've seen that's how Jim Duggan got to win. Wow. Texas Tornado didn't get to do much. He like did one punch to someone who I forget who it was, but he didn't get to pin anyone like everyone else did, which sucks. I think Slaughter got to pin 2 people. You might as well just had Texas Tornado pin one. Like have each of them pin one guy. Slaughter, Tio Santana, Jim Duggan, they all pin one. Why not Texas Tornado? Why not have him pin one? But you know he's still part of the winning team, and it was what it was. I mean, it was. Was this the shortest match? It felt like the shortest match. I think it was the shortest match. It felt that way. It was just, I thought it was there. I think the commentary with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan, I think works a lot too. So I was entertained by the commentary. When Bobby the Brain Heenan's on commentary, I have fun with him. The next one, you have the Bushwhackers. Well, actually, first you have interviews. The Jesus Snake Roberts, when he gets interviewed, does a really good job. I really like his interviews. Then you have flashback where Undertaker attacks Hulk Hogan in the funeral parlor, which brings it up to the match that's coming up. And then I think that's when you actually have the Hulk Hogan versus Undertaker match. A lot. You don't see a lot of just one-on-one on Survivor Series, but this one they did have. And of course, this is when I believe Ric Flair helped Undertaker beat Hulk Hogan. And then Tuesday in Texas is going to be the rematch, and guess what? Hulk Hogan wins his belt back by Undertaker. Then Roddy Piper's interviewed. Ric Flair, of course, interviewed because he helped cheat. IRS, which he was a guy who was Erwin R. Shyster. He was a villain who would always tell people, you know, you didn't pay your taxes and this stuff. Worked a lot with the $1 Million Man. Tells about the match he's going to be in. Interview with Legion of Doom, Big Boss Man. Tells about the match they're going to be in. Interview with President Jack Tunney, saying that there's going to be a rematch with Hulk Hogan and Undertaker, which will be Tuesday in Texas. Then that's when you had was the Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys versus the Rockers, which is funny because this says the Rocks. You can't see this because it's too small print, but it actually says the Rocks. It doesn't say the Rockers. It says the Rocks. The Rocks. Great job, whoever printed this. Again, you probably can't see it. I'm sure you can. It's too small print. But yeah, you can't see it, but it says the Rocks. Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, I guess, are part of the Rocks. Great job, whoever made the DVD case. The Rocks. Give my rocks off with the Rocks? Did The Rock have a partner and they call himself the Rocks? No, he had Mick Foley. There's the Rock Inside connection. But once again, the Bushwhackers, they're pretty much there not to win, just because, kind of like Hats Out Jim Duggan, usually. They can work the crowd over, but usually they lose. And they're the first guys who lose. And then Shawn Michaels. Was it this one or another one? I can't remember if it was this one or another one where Marty Jannetty does something on accident, which gets Shawn Michaels eliminated, and then they had a fight. And then it was after this where they broke out, where you had that scene where Michaels just throws Mario Jannetty through a glass window, and that's where they break up. So I think this is the last time you don't see the Rockers, which I guess that's why they never won, because I don't know why, but probably maybe I don't know. Maybe this is what they were leading up to, or maybe because Shawn Michaels like, fuck it, we never win, so I want to go off on my own. I don't know. Maybe on Shawn Michaels' DVD documentary or whatever they'll explain that. But yeah, the Rockers lose. Shawn Michaels just pisses him off Janae, which goes on to them breaking up. They pretty much, I don't think anyone. I'm trying to think. I think the Nasty Boys and one of the Beverly Brothers, they're the survivors. Because Mario Janae gets pinned by one of the Nasty Boys, and the Nasty Boys. And Nasty Boys, I remember them when I was a kid. They're more like just brawlers, or they cheat. They're more just brawlers. They were what they were. I don't know. Bushwhackers, Nasty Boys, the Rockers, just there to pretty much set up that they're going to break up. It's my least favorite of that pay-per-view, I will say. It's my least favorite one. And then you had the last one, which was Legion of Doom and Big Boss Man versus the Natural Disasters and IRS. Which, I don't know, this one was there. Big Boss Man was the first to get eliminated because IRS cheated because he used a metal briefcase. And then Typhoon loses because IRS accidentally hits him with the briefcase. And then Earthquake gets counted out because he helps his buddy Typhoon. I guess they're going to go back there to have some sex. But, no, not really. But it's just like, okay, really? You don't... Okay, Earthquake's going to get counted. Like, Typhoon loses because his part accidentally hits him with a briefcase. And Earthquake gets out of there because he's helping his partner back, so he gets counted out and he doesn't care. And it pretty much just leaves IRS to get double teamed by Legion of Doom. So, I didn't watch it because I like Legion of Doom. You just see Legion of Doom. Some action. I'll be honest, the reason I liked it was because of Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. The first one I didn't mind, as a brawl, but as a match, the ending was crappy because everyone but Ric Flair got disqualified. The second one, it was more just 4 guys versus the 4 jobbers. But, it was cool. Texas Tornado, he didn't get to do much. He didn't get to pin anybody. Sergeant Slaughter, he's a good guy. Hats off Jim Duggan finally gets to win something. Hulk Hogan vs. Undertaker, honestly, I didn't care for it. I really did. I didn't care for it. That's one I remember seeing from back in the day when I was a kid. Just didn't care for it, to be honest. That one and the Belly Up Brothers, Nasty Boys vs. the Rockers, or the Rocks, as it calls them, the Bushwhackers, it was there. I didn't. Those are my 2 least favorite. Legion of Doom, Big Boss Man versus Natural Disaster IRS. I mean, to be honest, when I look at matches, I would probably say there's other Survivor Series that have better matches. But I think, again, I like this because Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Hand were on commentary, and I enjoyed them. And some of them I thought were okay. I mean, this is the tough thing about review. How do you review it? Either you liked it or you didn't. It was there. It was mainly a lot of, like, the Tuesday in Texas. Because I think, like, okay, the whole thing with the Rockers pretty much to set up that they don't break up. The thing with Hulk Hogan, he's going to lose because Tuesday in Texas, he's going to win again. Apparently, Jake the Snake Roberts and Macho Man were going to be in the Survivor Series, but even though I swear Macho Man was there, yeah, Macho Man's there, Jake the Snake Roberts is there, but yet they were supposed to be part of Survivor Series, but then they're not. I don't understand why couldn't they still be in Survivor Series? I mean, if Macho Man is there, even though he got bit by a snake or cobra or whatever, he's still there. He can still wrestle if he's there. I mean, I don't understand why you take Macho Man out, take Jake the Snake out, who's now the bad guy here. Don't really understand. I'm thinking maybe they were supposed to go on the last one because that's the only one that's 3-on-3. Like maybe one was supposed to head the other. Because yeah, that's the only one I can think of that's 3-on-3. So I'm guessing maybe it was the last one they were supposed to be sort of the captives on, but that didn't happen. It was what it was. I mean, all these, they were what they were. That's the best way to put it. This is probably the shortest one I'm going to do because matches wise, I think there's been better Survivor Series, but yeah, I don't mind the first one with Roddy Piper as a brawl. Him team up Bret Hart and such. Uh, don't mind seeing how Jim Duggan, Texas Tornado Sergeant Slaughter just beating up a bunch of jobbers. It was what they really were. So I don't mind those two, and you get to see Legion of Doom do some stuff, which I'm fine with. And again, the commentary with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan was good, so that's really all I can say about that. But anyway, that's sort of my end of this little series of videos on Survivor Series. I look back from 87 to 91. Who knows, maybe I'll continue with the second one sometime down the road, or SummerSlam, or WrestleMania or stuff. But just want to give this a little try because I was watching this stuff. But next up will be movie reviews. Just random ones that I want to do because I know I've gotten a lot of requests, but it's more fun doing stuff that I want to do. I know I'm greedy. But either way, thanks for listening. Take care and stay tuned for more videos. Later.